This is our first time recording on Final Cut, and I didn't realize it had a countdown, so I was like, 3, 2, and then it's like, no, let us do it. We got this.
Obviously, you're not good at your job.
I usually record on GarageBand, but I mean, we got 2 people in a room that has some echoing problems, and we got 1 person on Skype, so we're really going with the quality here.
That's what we're about, quality.
Exactly, but hi. Hi everyone, we're here to talk today, once again, about Day 1 of E3. This first one is going to cover the Microsoft press conference and the Ubisoft press conference, and if you think we're covering the PC gaming show, ha 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 ha.
Wait, is that what I didn't even mention the PC gaming show to me?
Wait, there was a PC gaming show?
Yeah, there was a PC gaming show.
Why did they advertise that?
Because, I'll tell you why they didn't advertise that, because the PC gaming show is for PC gamers only, and you know how PC gamers are, how they have to feel different from everyone else.
Is there a gif of guy playing Call of Duty or Minecraft from the South Park episode?
No.
I'm sorry, World of Warcraft?
I had people messaging me, they're like, we're so glad you're not covering the PC gaming show because this is the most boring thing we've seen. And I was like, you watched EA last night, right? And they're like, yes.
You watched Ubisoft today, right?
Yeah. The PC gaming show has been a mess. This is their second year doing it, and it seems like, once again, they can't figure out how to do it. But I'm Lehew.
I'm Eryn, and I'm shoving ramen down my face.
And I'm Paige.
Yeah, so we're gonna start with Microsoft here, who, even with their predictions, had a much better show than all 3 of us expected.
I was not expecting much.
No, I wasn't either, and
I wasn't either.
With my expectations so low, I walked away. I was like, you know what? Microsoft finally did what they needed to do. They showed games. They showed, their backs were against the wall, so they were like, okay, here's the games that we got, and they really took a bold step by saying there's really no such thing as an Xbox One exclusive anymore, because all Xbox One exclusives are also going to be coming to Windows 10, which I think is a brilliant idea, in all honesty.
Apparently, I don't need to own an Xbox. I only need a PC. Why do I have Mac?
Right. But, Paige, I know you have, you have a PC. I don't know if you have Windows 10, but...
I do have a PC. PCs are pretty great, Eryn. I suggest getting one.
I'm poor!
I got a PC that's, it's got to get souped up, but it's an old PC that I'm going to soup up. Now I got way more of a reason to after today.
I'm poor because I invested all my money in a Mac.
At least Windows 10 is free for PC users.
Yes, it is.
So you're basically, instead of paying for a piece of junk to sit on your shelf, you get a free system.
Well, there's also the fact that they announced the Xbox One Slim today, which is sleeker, apparently more powerful. I don't know. Actually, I shouldn't say more powerful because I don't know for sure.
Apparently, it doesn't come with a controller.
No, it does. They've confirmed that it does come with a controller. Yes.
Okay.
It comes with a controller and a stand, but it is a white, actually a lot smaller than the base console Xbox One.
It's very basic.
It's got I think a terabyte hard drive? It's 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte hard drive. I couldn't remember. But, it looks sleek. It looks nice. Still not enough of a reason for me to get an Xbox One, but I guess for people who are thinking about possibly getting one, it's a nice option.
Mm-hmm.
Any, Eryn, Paige, anything on this?
I can't. The Xbox ship has sailed so long ago for me that I really don't have anything else.
Okay, that's fair.
I know I can get it on a PC now.
Yeah, that's really the thing. Is like one of the games I was really upset about that I couldn't play with Xbox for the last couple of years has been Cuphead, which looks incredible. And now with this whole every game is going to be coming to Windows 10 too, I'm probably going to get to play that now, which is nice.
But let's talk about the first ever game that's going to be able to go on that platform.
Yes.
Gears of War 4.
Yes. So, Paige, as you saw with our text, the only reason I got Eryn to watch the Microsoft...
No. You did not get me to watch it through that. Because we were in our group text, and I was just like, you know what, fine, I will turn it on right now I have nothing better to do. And of course, as soon as I turn it on, they go, please welcome to stage Laura Bailey for Gears of War 4. I'm like, I am so hyped right now. Oh my god. Because I have the biggest girl crush on Laura Bailey. Thank you, Fire Emblem Awakening. But, oh my god, as soon as she came on stage, I'm just like, okay, I'm excited now. And then, of course, you claim that you have brought me into this Microsoft E3 press conference because of you, but no,
it was Laura Bailey.
It was just me challenging my fate, and I just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, Paige, go ahead.
That's what brought me in, though, because I was still half asleep in my bed looking through the text messages, and I was like, oh shoot, I should probably grab my laptop now.
Yeah, I mean, from someone who's played the first 3 Gears of War games, I didn't play Judgment just because I heard it was terrible from fans. It was interesting. It looked... What I'm afraid of is that we're going to get another Halo 4 situation where it doesn't do anything really gameplay-wise to really change things. I think the story could do something interesting, though, because with the reveal that Marcus is alive, there's something there.
Oh, yeah.
But, I don't know. I guess the best word is I'm cautiously optimistic.
It looked pretty.
It did look pretty. It looked really pretty.
The gameplay looked really smooth.
Yeah. And that's getting an October release date, October 13th, if I remember correctly.
I know it's coming soon.
Yeah. So, let's move on to something that might actually interest Paige, because, Paige, I know you and I are big Bayonetta fans.
Yes.
And,
Hey! Thank you!
Well, Paige and I have played through both of them. I know you haven't played 2 yet. So...
I can't afford a Wii U because I spent all of my money on a Mac.
So, Paige, you know that the guy that created Bayonetta, his next project is an Xbox One exclusive called Scalebound.
Oh, yeah. That looks good.
Which was shown today.
It looks really good.
It did. I still am not 100% sold on it because I don't know exactly what type of game it is.
That's true.
The gameplay demo did do a good job, kind of showing me what it was. But at the same time, I'm still really confused as what exactly it is.
I would just like to bring up real quick the fact that there were gameplay demos instead of just trailers and background.
Yes, a lot.
Videos.
You know what I noticed this year? I noticed a lot of the trailers that we would have seen, like just cinematic trailers, they were released before E3 this year, which I think was a good move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or they were released after the show. So I think that's a really good move on all the company's part. But yeah, the other thing that kind of annoyed me about Scalebound is that protagonist I could just see really fast getting on my nerves.
If you're Bayonetta, you can get away with it because you're also British.
Yeah.
But, her character is also already established. That was the other thing that kind of bothered me. It came off too much like Bayonetta. That I honestly thought that he was going to transform into Bayonetta, and it was going to be... No, seriously, that's what I thought was going to happen.
No, you're right.
Because, the gameplay to me, I'm excited for the game. It looks visually beautiful. But based off of what I know about Bayonetta from the first game and everything, the gameplay was too similar, and I felt like it even held back a little bit too much from what Bayonetta truly is.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Whenever he transformed into that beast thingy...
That was weird.
I know, at least with Bayonetta itself, there is a build up to it. It is you've built up so much power that is your final move.
Yeah.
And whenever it comes into play, it's porn but turns into a demon. And then it happens. But this guy's just guess what? I'm gonna transform, and I'm like, you sure I don't need to feed you Starbits first before this has to happen?
Yeah, you know what? You make a really interesting point. And Paige, I know, is it weird to This main protagonist does seem a lot like Bayonetta, but it seems like it's more annoying. And I don't want to say this, but this is honestly how I feel. I think it's more annoying because he is a guy.
I don't know. I feel like I would need to see more of him to really say so, because I don't want to judge characters too soon.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like when I went into Bayonetta, I already knew like a pretty solid idea that like, oh hey, I've seen so much talk about this. I know I'm gonna like it. And this, I just saw briefly a trailer while I was half still asleep. So I don't know.
He seemed like a Dante knockoff to me, so much.
Seemed like a Casey Jones type to me, actually.
That's a good point.
The worst I could think of is that it's gonna turn into like, I don't want to use the word typecast because it's not, I feel like that doesn't apply directly, but just that it's going to be same old, you change a couple things and it's still the same.
Yeah, I am scared. I forget, I can never pronounce the guy, the director of this. He's, I'm not even going to try because he gets really offended whenever you mispronounce his name, and the last thing I want is him blocking the Tanooki.
We mean that respectfully, sir.
No, honestly, we do. I mean,
really.
I love this guy. He created Bayonetta. He created
Thank
Beautiful.
you.
He created Beautiful Joe. This guy's done Okami.
Beautiful Joe, really?
Yeah, Okami. This guy's done.
Oh God,
a
damn!
ton.
Yeah, I don't want to piss him off.
Yeah, he's done a ton of amazing work. So I'd rather just not pronounce his name and screw it up and have him.
Coming from someone with a difficult last name, like good.
Yeah. But I mean, I have enough trust in this guy.
Paige Turner.
I have enough trust in this guy. I do, and I'm with Paige in saying we still don't know the full scale of this game. No pun intended, but I knew that would get Eryn.
Why would you say that when I'm having a drink?
I couldn't think of like a better
adorable.
word. But we don't know everything about this game yet, and I think in terms of the Xbox One exclusives, this is honestly one of the more interesting ones. This seems like such an anti-Xbox type game with the type of games they've been known to release in the last couple of years. So I'm going to keep my eye on it. I am. That and Cuphead are two of the big ones. And Paige, I know there's one you really want to talk about that's an Xbox exclusive for now. At
It's
least.
the one that I've been like mentioning constantly as we've been going over stuff.
Oh
Yes.
God, I'm excited.
So Paige, I'm going to let you handle this one. Go ahead and let's talk about We Happy Few.
Do it.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm just really excited for it. I remember, wasn't it shown last year?
Well, it was a Kickstarter project.
Yeah, okay, that's how I know I saw it somewhere.
Yeah. And
But,
I believe they did show a trailer for it last year.
okay. Or just something like really, it wasn't as solidly put together, obviously.
I think it was a
But-
teaser.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm really excited for it. I think it has a really good plot and just really good everything about it so far. I like the premise of it, and it's not a...
Don't you want to hit the pinata?
Oh, Jesus.
Ha!
And it's not just focused on guns and cars, so yeah.
Yeah.
Drugs
Yeah.
and dead possums.
It reminded me so much of like the first time when I saw Bioshock.
Yeah, honestly, at one point, I started questioning whether or not this was something connected to Bioshock.
Same.
Yeah.
And, like, because at first I was like, oh, like, what's this? And I'm like, oh, with the pill, and I'm like, Bioshock, maybe?
No, the old time radio actually made me think Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah.
Especially like with the old calendar and everything like that. I was just like, oh my God, Bioshock Infinite maybe getting a sequel? I don't know.
No.
I know that's not possible, but still.
Yeah. It was
There have been crazier things.
yeah. It's an eye-opening trailer, to put it simply.
Yeah, that pinata, though, that's what got me, like, that sold me. Was the
Oh,
pinata
you're
wrap.
down.
That was an amazing... That was one of those, like, E3, oh my god moments.
Yeah.
That was the first time that I felt that. And we've been watching a couple days worth of conferences, too.
Yeah.
So the fact that, like, that came so late into the game.
Usually we get one of those on the first day, which we didn't have any with EA and Bethesda yesterday.
Yeah, Bethesda I was kind of shocked with.
Bethesda was kind of underwhelming. The only thing that I got out of Bethesda is that Dishonored 2 looks good. I can't believe there's a new Quake game. And supposedly there's a new Wolfenstein game, but that's really it from Bethesda. But
And we got a Stanley Cup out of it, too, so...
Yeah, that was the biggest thing I got out of it.
Yeah, that was the most important thing. Sorry, Bethesda.
So, I don't know. I'm with you, Paige. It's definitely... This game has been one of the major highlights of the show.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really curious to see where it goes. The studio that's doing it is called Compulsion Games. Their first game I played is called Contrast.
Oh, I think you showed me this.
It was a very unique game where essentially you were a little girl and everyone else around you was shadows, which I know, Paige, that's an idea you love to play with.
Actually, yeah, a lot.
So I actually, if you end up ever getting a PS4, like you said, I will gladly let you play this. You can go on my account and play it because I'd be really curious to see how you feel about this.
I'm down for that.
I'll
Especially
be...
since
Yeah.
with some of the news for PS4, I kind of really want a PS4 now.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Before we get there, I just want to say one thing. You know that the We Happy Few trailer is very effective when you're watching it, and then all of a sudden when that moment happens, and you just hear, "Oh God!" and I turn around, I'm like, "Dad, what are you doing?" And he's like, "I didn't think that I was interested in this stuff, but God, what was that?" And I'm like, "What?" Yeah, my dad was watching over my shoulder, and I'm just like, "What's up, Dad?"
What was that, Paige? Sorry.
I had a physical reaction to that pinata turning into a rat.
I did too.
I was like,
I started laughing. I'm sorry. I just have a very messed up sense of humor.
Mm.
Because I was like, oh my God, finally somebody's actually going somewhere. And then my dad had a physical reaction. I'm like, wow, you're standing here. Okay.
No.
So if that's just something that they showed in like a trailer preview, like I'm excited to see what other surprises the game would hold.
Me too.
Yeah. Whenever they said, oh, you're a downer, and I'm just like,
There's a
okay.
the thing that's also really interesting to me with that game is that there's a couple big YouTubers who are doing voices in that game.
Oh,
Like-
really?
Yeah. Like Jim Sterling, who does the Jimquisition, he has confirmed that he's doing a voice in that game.
Ooh.
Oh.
And there's some other, like they've said that there's some others that they're not going to reveal, but Jim
John
Sterling,
John?
I don't know. Jim Sterling accidentally revealed it, so they kind of had to reveal it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so let's move on to. I know a lot of my friends are happy about this. I am on it, but I will admit it's a game that looks really pretty. Forza Horizon 3.
Huh?
Forza Horizon 3. So Forza is like Xbox's biannual series, and the Horizon series is their most. What's the word I'm looking for? It's the easiest to play.
Yo, all I took away was Australian accent, mate.
Yeah. Well, speaking, so the game is set.
Cars.
The game is set in Australia, and the fact that you can drive a Ferrari on the shores of Australia, yeah, you got me. That game looks gorgeous. I have never really been a fan of the Forza series, although from what I've heard from my friends who are very big Xbox players, the Forza Horizon series is the easiest to play. So I would be interested in looking at this because it looks gorgeous. I am somewhat like I am a gearhead to some extent. So seeing some of the cars that they featured in that game, I was like, oh my God. And if they really nail down the Australia aesthetic, I think they could really have something here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they brought out an authentic Australian. Hopefully they got the Australian aesthetic in the game.
It looked like they did from that trailer. I can say it looked like they did from that trailer. I don't know. I don't know if you guys really have anything to say about this, but I thought it looked really great. It looked like a simple, fun, just racing game that you can enjoy.
It reminds me of things like you'd see in lobbies at movie theaters and stuff like that, where you sit in the seat and you drive.
Oh, like the old school arcade games.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's what they're going for, and I love games like that. So if that's what it is, I'd totally be down for that.
As pretty as it looks, I just like throwing turtle shells at people.
We know you do, honey.
I'm a violent person.
Yeah. If you guys got nothing else to say on this, we can move on here. But I think it looks solid. I do.
I've got nothing else.
It does look solid, even though I like throwing things.
Okay. Let's move on here. Let's move on to what I was shocked they ended the show with, which is Halo Wars 2, which is, frankly, a game that I never thought we'd get a sequel.
I thought that was a trailer for Planet of the Apes.
No.
I really did. I was just like, hey, Planet of the Apes, and then all of a sudden it's like Halo Wars 2. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, so the original Halo Wars was a, I guess an RTS is the best way to put it. I don't play these type of games. So, but I have a friend who...
Tactical strategy?
No, it's not a tactical RPG. It's an RTS. It's a real-time strategy game.
Oh.
Now, Eryn, you know what friend I'm talking about, who's a huge Halo fan.
You have a couple of those.
The redhead.
Well, that's just rude.
I didn't call him the G word.
Ginger, for everybody that's caring about this.
Okay, there we go. But that was a game they showed off with the cinematic trailer. They showed some gameplay and they announced the beta is going live. I think it's live now.
I think it is too.
Yeah. RTS fans, they're really excited about this. I know the first one was really positively received. It was known as one of those games that like it was a great game, but no one thought it was ever going to get a sequel. So it is surprising to see a sequel for it.
Yeah.
Because I specifically remember when it first came out, it did not sell well.
I thought it was like a digital download.
No, it was a, now that I think about it, it might have been.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was a game I didn't think we would see. So I don't know if you guys have anything to say on it, but
I forgot there was a first one, on all honesty.
Well, the first one like barely anyone played.
Oh yeah.
Paige?
Yes.
Anything or nothing?
Halo is Halo.
Halo is Halo.
Let me see your Halo.
My question is how did you not see them showing something for Halo in E3?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess the only reason I didn't is because Halo 5 just came out last year and it was not very well received. So I don't know. I think this might be an apology letter to the fans, in all honesty. But it's another Xbox One Windows 10. So it will be available for everyone to play. But I want to move on to one of the big ones that I personally want to talk about. When we were making the list, I forgot to bring this up, and it does need to be discussed. Sea of Thieves. What was that?
Very, very cinematic. I don't know. I was confused what it was at first, to be honest.
I mean, they announced this game last year, and I know Rare is a shell of what they used to be, but this is not how you sell a game.
The ship is pretty much capsized. We're screwed. Really?
Yeah, so if no one saw this, what they did was they revealed a gameplay trailer today, but what they did is they had YouTubers be the ones to play the game and give commentary while we're trying to watch this gameplay trailer. And if you actually look at the gameplay trailer, not much is happening because they're doing fast cuts between all four of the YouTubers that got to play, and oh my god, they were so annoying.
Pirates of the Caribbean 5.
If anything, the only reason why it would be entertaining was because of all the commentary. Like, if I had a group of friends to sit down and play and we all made, like, jerky comments about it, then like yeah, it'd be entertaining. Otherwise, it's like you said, I didn't see anything going on in the screen.
No, and that was like I
What's
noticed.
the plot?
I noticed that very early on. I was like, nothing's really happening. Like,
Even when they started to like open up for the game. Sorry for interrupting you.
no, go ahead.
When they opened up and like showed the cinematic like trailer of it, and it's just everyone standing frozen with epic music. I did really like the music for it.
It was
And
pretty
like
good.
going through all of these things, and it was like, okay, well, this is great, but what is it? Everything about the performance is static from that.
Yeah.
gameplay.
Mhm.
No, you're absolutely right, Paige. That's a perfect word. It felt static.
Like, I think at that point, I went to a different tab on my internet and was doing things when I realized nothing was really happening, and I could just listen to the comments.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, you're right. It didn't look good. I know IGN. They said that they were going to do a more in-depth demo of it because it's on the Playroom show floor. So there is a playable demo there at E3. I'm going to be looking at other people playing the demo just because I want to see if there's more to this because I want to like this game. I do. Like, you two both know how much Rare means to me.
Yeah.
So I want to see this game be good. I want to see it be something unique because I think there's something there because the only good Assassin's Creed game in the last 5 years was the one where everyone got to be freaking pirates. So I think there's something there. It's just that, like, on the big stage where they were gonna show this, it showed nothing. It just made the game look annoying, and we didn't even get a release date for it.
Maybe it's not done.
Well, I mean, do you guys is there anything else? I mean, I don't know what else I could say about this. This one kind of hurt.
Static, that's all.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go over this quickly because we're about to hit the 30-minute mark and we still got to talk about Ubisoft.
Wait, we didn't talk about that?
Yeah, it doesn't seem that way, doesn't it?
No?
It does not feel like it's been that long.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're having fun.
Yeah, sure.
So let's go over some other things real quick. Dead Rising 4, this got leaked before the show. Very heavily leaked before the show. So it is, as someone who's played the other Dead Rising games, it's nice to see Frank West back. And it's nice to see that unlike Dead Rising 3, which just kind of felt not fun because it wasn't taking itself, like, it wasn't being silly like the series usually is. This trailer showed us that Frank West is going to get a freaking Thor hammer, for God's sakes. So...
And how everyone feels when they have a birthday that close to Christmas.
yeah, the game setting...
Right, Paige?
Right, Eryn?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they announced a holiday 2016 release date for this. It looks fun. I have friends who really love this series. They were really excited about this. I'm on it, but for what it is, I mean, for what I know people love about this series, this game looks like exactly what they want. So, I think I'm going to move on because it sounds like you two got nothing else for this.
No, I'm already preparing myself for Ubisoft.
I just don't do zombies.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Associated.
Yeah.
So we'll end Microsoft's we'll end with Microsoft the announcement of Project Scorpio, which is a supposed Xbox, a more powerful version of the Xbox One that's gonna be able to handle 4K gaming and VR, and it will be coming holiday 2017. The fact that they said that this supposedly is going to be the most powerful console, I call BS on. Because I've heard that from Microsoft before, and that has turned out not true.
Because it crashes?
Yeah. I don't buy for a second that we don't know what the NX is, we don't know what the PlayStation Neo is, with these updated consoles, I don't buy that this one's the most powerful. What do you guys think?
It's just kind of like you come in first with a new console, so of course you're going to claim it's the most powerful because there's nothing else to really go against it right now.
Exactly.
Good point. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, because, like, that's true, because they don't know what PlayStation and Nintendo specs are. Nobody does yet. And Nintendo and PlayStation could come out tomorrow, and say, here's the specs for the Neo and the NX, and it could have Xbox going, oh, crap.
Like, you gotta take the claim while you can still do it.
Which
is unfortunate, because Microsoft does it first all the time, and it's always the worst.
Yeah, that's been Xbox's game for, like, over 10 years now.
Yeah, remember voice control? And Alex and I were walking through Ross Park Mall by the Xbox One kiosk, and of course we scream at the top of our lungs, Xbox turn off, and all of the Xboxes, yes, there were 8 of them, turned off simultaneously. Yes, that ended up being a very backfiring feature.
Yeah, I mean, Paige, you're absolutely right. Microsoft has built the Xbox brand off doing stuff like this. So, it will be interesting to see. We barely. It was weird that they ended the conference with that, though, and that they didn't end it with a exclusive game like they could have.
Didn't they do that last year too?
No, last year they ended with Gears 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There was actually one more thing I forgot to talk about with Microsoft. Actually, one of the good things from Microsoft's conference, Recoil.
Huh?
Crickets?
Yeah, crickets.
Okay.
Was that at the beginning?
Okay, Recoil, so I'll break this down. Recoil is from Kenji Inafune, who created Mega Man, and the development team is mostly made up of people who worked on the Metroid Prime series.
No wonder we're excited about this.
What? What was that, Paige?
Oh, I said that sounds promising.
Yeah, so what it is that you play a female protagonist, and she has 4 different robots that help her through this desert wasteland, solve puzzles.
Wait, no, I did see that, and I got really excited about that.
Yeah, that game looks great, and they announced after the show that game's gonna retail for only $40.
You had me a female protagonist.
Yeah, and it will be a Windows 10. It will be on Windows 10 too. So that sounds like it's a September 13th release date, and that sounds like something I'm definitely going to be picking up.
Anything for a female protagonist.
Yeah, and it looks like a good female protagonist. It looks like one that's going to be able to stand her own ground, but at the same time, she looks like there's a lot of mystery to her that we don't know about yet, which could be interesting. And it's going to come along with the last thing we're going to talk about with Microsoft's press conference, which we forgot, which is you can now make your own customizable controllers for Xbox One and Windows 10 gaming.
Mine's going to be prettier than all of yours.
Yeah, right, Eryn.
You want to go, Paige?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Mine's going to be pink and purple.
Okay, quit it. We will settle this off the mic. But
on the customizable webpage.
I think it's a cool feature. I do. I think the price tag is a little high for it.
How much is it?
It's $80.
Mine's gonna be better than all of yours for that $80.
Right. Well, a regular controller runs at $60.
Oh.
So
actually, no. $20 for a customizable fee. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and the page is up for the customization. It's actually pretty cool. I played around with it a little bit earlier.
It's smart on their part when you see how many people on Etsy and stuff will customize someone's controller for them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they charge like the same amount that you would pay for a normal controller.
Yeah.
So that only being $20 extra, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, and the customizable options are excellent on it. You can get it for an extra $10. You can have engraving on it, and all this other stuff. It's a really unique thing that they're doing. I actually hope if they because I know Sony usually likes to. I hate saying this, but they do it. They like to copy ideas from the competition. I kind of hope they copy this for PS4 controllers. Because I would love to see something like that for PlayStation 4 controllers. Alright. Anything else on Microsoft, you two? Best moments for Microsoft for the both of you?
The fact that I was impressed by them this year. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, every single year, I'm just like, classic Microsoft. They really lowered my expectations more than usual. And I hate saying that because this time around, they truly exceeded them because I started low. But I don't know what else to say. No, seriously, like, they blew me out of the water this year.
They showed games.
They not only showed games, they showed demos of games. On top of showing the demos, they showed how they are used on different devices, like the Minecraft with the iPads and stuff like that. Like, I thought that was very brilliant use of their press conference.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree.
They
Paige?
did way more than they did in a decade. That's okay. I'm done now.
Paige?
I agree. Especially with the Minecraft thing, since we didn't really touch upon that, just for how many people play that, and I know people who play it on all different platforms and mediums.
Mm-hmm.
So that's possible, but I mean, I already spoke a lot about it, but just maybe it's just because from a writing perspective,
Woo!
The pinata rat, just that we have a few pinata rat was the most exciting moment for me.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I wholeheartly agree.
M. Night Shyamalan, take notes.
Yeah, the best thing that we saw from Microsoft,
Because that was quite a twist.
I believe, was the Windows 10 integration. I think that's a brilliant move on their part. They said it themselves. They now know that people are going to play games on multiple consoles. They have accepted that, and I think it's a brilliant move on their part to jump on that bandwagon instead of ignoring it like they have been in previous years.
That is exciting. Because now it just gives a chance where I can play if I don't want to pay $400 some or whatever for a console. I didn't know how to say console.
We know what's on your mind, Freudian slip.
A console system.
Do you need me to console you, Paige?
Hey, stop it. Okay, so I wholeheartedly, that's the biggest moment for me. But now we got to talk about something that's not exactly more like, not as fun to talk about. Eryn, wake up.
No.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, we'll make this quick. Ubisoft, once again, for the second straight year, just bombed. Bombed bad.
I walked out in the first 2 or 3 minutes because, oh God.
I'm starting to feel horrible for Aisha Tyler. I really am.
I'm starting to feel horrible for Queen. This is the second time in this year that they have had their songs brutally, misused.
Brutally misused.
No, as a diehard Queen fan, I'm very upset.
No, you're right. You're right.
Oh my God. No, that's not how you open a conference. That's not how you introduce a big title like that. You do not go with the biggest gun that you have in that game alone. That's not how you do it.
Yeah, Paige, I know you missed some of this, so let's catch you up to speed.
Basically, whatever you want to call it, decided that they were going to open up with Just Dance, and they decided
They did not open with Just Dance.
Yes, they did.
They opened with Just Dance.
Oh, here's the kicker, though.
They opened with Just Dance, and what Queen song did they play?
Oh
with
my
Just
God,
Dance
I'm blanking on the name, but because, I don't want to screw it up, I'm looking it up.
Yeah. So they opened with Just Dance and a Queen song, with everyone danced like they were backstage singers for Katy Perry's concert.
How dare you disrespect Katy Perry like that? No!
I don't know what else to call it.
No, it was like a circus in a very creepy and very midget showing way with giant giraffes and lions wearing sunglasses and bow ties.
Yeah, it was
Don't Stop Me Now.
It was okay. So they opened with "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen on Just Dance 2017.
And let me get your response with "Please Stop Me Now."
That was pretty much the internet's.
Poor Queen.
And the thing,
Freddie Mercury's just rolling in his grave.
Well, this is the absurd thing to me, and this was kind of glossed over, but they announced it for all consoles, including the NX.
Yes, this was the first time that the NX was mentioned.
Yeah, no, they didn't even stick on it. They were just like, it's coming to PS4, Xbox One, Wii U, and the NX, and everyone was like, wait, what did she just say?
The NX, which basically does not have any any other title except for The Legend of Zelda, and that's only because Legend of Zelda.
But now there's Just Dance, and maybe you can dance to the Hyrule themes.
That's
say
a
that.
lot that they're throwing
I'm so
out.
sorry for everybody that just heard that.
I'm
I was
sorry.
making a joke.
I know. I'm sorry, Paige. What was that?
That's a lot to throw out there, saying like, yeah, it's going to be on the NX when Nintendo has not released really any titles for their own system.
Right. They haven't said anything. It was mentioned that that's the first third party that has said they are going to support the NX. So, oh no, I take that back. Square Enix has said they're going to do it too.
Mm-hmm.
That's Square Enix, so like.
Yeah, the Square Enix said they're going to do it with Dragon Hunter, which has been immensely popular on Nintendo consoles. So no surprise there. But yeah, so that's how Ubisoft kicked off its show. And then it went into Ghost Recon Wildlands, which essentially was
Punisher.
Ghost Recon The Division. All the Ghost Recon games, to me, are now looking like the same game, just in different areas, like locations. Like, The Division was in snowy New York. Ghost Recon is going to be in drug-infested Bolivia, apparently, because you can get drugs from cocoa beans.
What?
Yeah, that was a thing that happened.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, the demo. I mean, it was once again, Paige. It was another demo where they had YouTubers showing off. Here's how you play this game together in co-op, and they were doing the fast cutting like they were doing in Sea of Pirates, and it just made this game look stupid.
I mean, they're trying to take advantage of the fact that they know YouTubers are what's promoting their games and everything with their Let's Plays and everything, I feel. But they're taking advantage of it in the wrong way.
Because they're getting YouTubers that the most of the gaming community finds annoying.
Because can they reach the larger ones?
What?
That's because, like, I don't know. Forget that I said anything. Go on.
Well, they're getting people that don't just make obnoxious sounds or scream the whole time.
So, Eryn.
Well, no,
Hey!
don't disrespect her like that. Come on now.
Sorry, Eryn.
No, she's right.
Only when you play PT.
Okay, wait, no.
Well, let's save that for the next one.
Dude, you know what? It was totally my fault for wanting to play that in the middle of a thunderstorm with the lights off.
That was a
Anywho,
terrible idea.
That was my horrible idea, and I sort of apologize. But you know what? We can now tell that story.
well, that's for another day because we gotta move on here because the only interesting moment in the whole Ubisoft press conference page was that we thought we were getting another generic Ubisoft game because they were talking about how American crime is up and that there's a disease that has gone across the nation and that you have to stop it.
That made me so happy.
And it turned out to be the South Park game.
Nice.
So, the South Park...
Fractured but whole.
The trailer literally made fun of how every Ubisoft trailer has gone in the last 5 years.
I approve. That sounds like a very South Parky thing to do.
Yeah, so they brought out Matt and Trey, and Matt and Trey revealed that basically this whole game has been centered around making fun of Captain America Civil War, which, even as a person who loves that movie, I wholeheartedly approve. It is going to be, the kids are going to be in their superhero outfits this time. And we got a release date.
When?
December 6th.
December 6th, 2016, it's hitting.
Soon. That's soon.
Yep, and they also revealed that it's taken inspiration from tactical RPGs because instead of a straightforward attack RPG, you now have to move your units, and based on the movement of your units and where they're located, you can get extra damage by hitting them in the cars or hitting them in the arena, like stuff in the arena. It looks like they really revamped the combat to be better and not as simplistic as it was in the first one. So it looks like it's not only sharper in the humor, but it's going to be much better gameplay-wise. It's going to be more diverse, which I say that's exactly how you're going to do the series. And they also revealed that if you pre-order the game, that literally today you can play the Stick of Truth on current-gen consoles. So if you pre-ordered it digitally on PS4, you can play the Stick of Truth right now. That was a lot to dump. Holy crap. So I know Eryn saw this, but Paige, did you play the first one?
No.
Okay. It is Paper Mario for adults.
Which I love.
That's always promising, too.
Yeah, it is literally, I mean, Eryn watched me play it. It is literally one of the funniest games I've played in the last, I'd say, 10 years.
I was dying.
So, that's up. And then Ubisoft really, they didn't have much else. They really did not have much else. They had Trials of the Blood Dragon, which is a pseudo-sequel to Far Cry Blood Dragon, which I personally loved. But I forget. Did I ever show you Far Cry Blood Dragon?
No, you have not.
Okay. Paige, have you seen Far Cry Blood Dragon?
No, I have not.
Okay, so Far Cry Blood Dragon was a spin-off they did of Far Cry 3, where they took the map of Far Cry 3 and put it in a neon 80s, like, B-movie.
With action figures.
Yes. So, they announced a pseudo-sequel to it today, and it's in the Trials Fusion, which is actually a good game that released a couple years ago. It's DLC for Trials Fusion this time. And it's going to be the same characters from Far Cry Blood Dragon, except it's in the Trials game this time. And you're going to be fighting Tyrannosaurus Rex with laser beams for eyes. You're going to be fighting pretty much all the villains that you did in the first one. So, it looked really good to me. I know a lot of people got really confused by it. But as someone who I adored Far Cry Blood Dragon because it was so fun and campy. I mean, the protagonist is voiced by Sean Bean, if that tells you anything.
That actually says a lot about it.
Yeah. So, it's the type of game that knows exactly what type of game it is. It's perfectly poking fun at like those old 80s neon noir type films like Drive tried to be, but serious. And it's super fun. It's available today. I actually am probably going to pick it up tomorrow and try it out because I'm really curious to see it. And otherwise, Ubisoft really did not have much. They did not have anything past that because I don't know what made them do this. And Eryn can back me up on this page, but they talked about the Assassin's Creed movie for 20 minutes.
Gee, I mean...
Oh, when I compared that to Nickelback.
Ubisoft talking about Assassin's Creed? Wow.
Yeah, not an Assassin's Creed game, a movie.
Because they maybe realize that no one cares about the game anymore, so they're like...
For the record, I will pull up my tweets.
Hold on. What? Go ahead, Paige.
No, go on it, Eryn.
No, I need to find it.
So Eryn tweeted that...
No!
Yeah, I'll let her pull it up. Eryn had a brilliant tweet about this.
Oh, I saw that just before I got on this.
Oh, the Nickelback one?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. So pretty much as soon as they were like, we're going to talk about Assassin's Creed, the whole internet went, of course you are.
Mm-hmm. Talking about movies at E3 is the equivalent of Nickelback crashing your surprise birthday party that you didn't want in the first place.
That's true. And they also announced that a Watch Dogs movie is coming because so many people love Watch Dogs, right, guys?
So I wasn't accidentally dreaming that when I fell asleep in the middle of said Watch Dogs presentation.
Yeah.
Dear God.
They showed Watch Dogs for what seemed like forever.
Now, did you say a movie or a game?
They showed off Watch Dogs 2, but before they showed off Watch Dogs 2, they announced that a Watch Dogs movie is in production.
So more importantly, why are we talking about movies during a gaming conference?
Well, there you go.
I'm trying to think of something witty to say, like, why don't I show up to an opera and start talking about, like, System of a Down is based, not even, they're both music. This isn't even comparable.
Mm-hmm. No. It slowed down Ubisoft's press conference as a whole. Like, it literally, like, the last 20 minutes, I'd say that actually the last 30 minutes, it was painful to get through.
Speaking of painful to get through, there's still wine upstairs, right? No, seriously, is there?
If you want to go find some.
Sure, I'll be back.
So, I mean, it literally was painful. Like, I'm almost saying, like, you dodged a bullet missing it.
I lucked out.
Yeah, you really did. It was utterly just absolutely painful to watch.
For once, being responsible and shopping for groceries has paid off.
Yeah, the last two games to talk about from Ubisoft, For Honor, which they showed last year, it looks like an interesting fighting game, where you pick either a Viking, a samurai, or a knight, and the reason it looks so interesting is because the guy who is the game director on it, they had introduced it last year and this year, and he's this big, bearded, long-haired dude who walks out in a cane. And if you watch him try to sell this game, he is literally more excited for it than I've ever seen any game presenter be at E3.
Aww.
It's somewhat adorable until you realize that he's talking about just murder and violence and just taking your enemies down as valiantly as you can. Like, he seriously, like, if he wasn't selling games, he would be a background actor in an episode of Game of Thrones.
What do you mean that's not adorable? Murder and blood and all of that. I'm totally, completely kidding.
Yeah, so that was at least good, and then they ended with a new IP called, what was it? I can't even remember.
For those of you who were not here to witness this, yeah, I just ripped the cork out of the wine bottle with my teeth and just started drinking out of the bottle.
Because you're remembering Ubisoft?
Trying to forget Ubisoft, more likely.
Yeah. So yeah, you really dodged a bullet there, Paige. It was excruciating.
It was nap time.
So that leaves us with what?
That leaves us with the end of this episode because we're almost at an hour, and we come back to talk about Sony, who woo boy,
I'm awake again.
Yeah. So for those of you who are listening to this, thank you. We at the Tanooki are just trying to get our feet off the ground. We're working very hard to. If you want to support our stuff and help us try to make more content, you can go to our Patreon page. If you search at the Tanooki, you will find it. And even just $1 from people helps. Everything helps. So if you guys want to go to that, we also have a YouTube channel, as you can see from where you're watching. And our site has everything that we work on posted right to there as soon as it goes up. So I'm Lehew.
I'm Eryn.
And I'm Paige.
And yeah, we're going to be back to talk about Sony, but for Microsoft and Ubisoft and kind of Bethesda, yeah, it's all done. So have a good night, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.